So today we're going to be looking at the Dreamchasers Team 2 and also Team 1 thrown in together. Now this is obviously going to be the final week of them, and we will then go into Immortals that I believe we are getting 2 weeks of again, and then more than likely from there, if we don't have a week's break, another week promo, it more than likely rests into the team of the season. So if you're looking for coins, check in the description for El Dorado. Depending on the coin amount that you're looking for, the delivery time is displayed on the website, and you'll see lots of different trusted sellers with reviews on specifics and also the ability to be able to pick who you want. It will also show how much they have in stock, and obviously you can see that they are verified members. There is 100% refund ability and also 24/7 support if you need any questions with your coin needs. Also, if you head over to Trustpilot as well, you can see over 30,000 upvotes for them. You can see how reliable they are. Obviously great feedback across the entire board with El Dorado. So when on checkout, make sure you are using the code JT11 for 5% off your order every time. Discount code JT11. Now let's get back to the video. So, Team 1, pretty standard. Let's have a look at the prices, just see where everybody's at in general. I feel like this promo, in my opinion, was a little bit lackluster. And unfortunately, some good packs, some good players, some good upgrades, but realistically, from the FUT birthday that we've had, how good it was with the 5-5, some good double play style plus, it just feels like a bit of a deflation, and I don't know if that's just the game in general. I do feel like you've got your Mbappes who, if you've managed to get fantastic, realistically 99.9% of people haven't, so you're kind of just holding on to a little bit of straws here. 400k for Nwaneri, you've obviously got Gray at 189, you've got Verts at 1280, and then everybody else is pretty much just going further and further down. You obviously can see Kane. I'd probably go either at the very top, or I would go possibly into the very usable. For my personal game style, I would go Kane into a very top, very usable. Now, as a general consensus for FIFA, I think a lot of people would put Kane at the top, in my opinion. In terms of a striker, he is a very elite level striker. Unfortunately, he doesn't kind of beat Mbappe. I don't think it matters, to be honest. But he doesn't beat Mbappe, obviously. But naturally, he's going to be up there with the best of them. Martinez would be where I'd kind of draw the line with them. And to be honest, I think most of them put themselves in their same category last week. We obviously saw Nwaneri come in as a lovely winger. Putellas is always going to be incredible. We have got a few of them that are just kind of in their okay category, like Caicedo, solid card, technical and rapid. We've got so many, so I'd go kind of usable for her. Gray, to be honest, without the upgrades in themselves, I would potentially say he could be into more of the usable category. But as a DM, actually, if you've given him a go, he's not bad in front of goal. Very, very in front of goal, on the pitch. In front of goal. In front of goal, it may not be as good as you want him to be, but in terms of on the pitch, as a CDM, he does an absolute job and a half. So I'm very, very happy with him. Schlotterbeck was a bit standard. I feel like centre-backs, you could possibly go into a very usable, but I would realistically put him kind of a bit further down here. We do have a few more players that are just going to be in that meh, it's kind of usable, maybe not. You've got a few misses, really, because realistically, when we look at a lot of these players, you're not going to evo them. If we get to the point where you can have a max 90 or 91 overall, the likely chance that you're going to evo any of these over a Messi, an Mbappe, for instance, a Lewandowski, a Kane, that puts them into a much better category, you're just not going to. Unless it's kind of going with a team that you like, it's just not going to happen. To be fair, I actually really liked him off the bench, but realistically, he's not going to be used. Let's be absolutely perfect with this. I think maybe you could go for him being in the Portuguese league, but that's going to be really about it. Then obviously we have got the heroes and icons. If we start with the icons first, we've actually got a few more, which is always nice. We are looking at Van der Sar at 705, Dessay at 170, Makelele at 330. We've obviously got the likes of Kaka at 3.4, Xavi, an incredible passer with incisive, pinged pass and also tiki-taka. You physically cannot get more passing play style pluses on him. Thuram with a 94 right back, unbelievable with them stats as well. You've obviously got the rapid, finesse, and also low driven on Kaka as well, which just makes him twice as good. We've got the 5-5 on Rivaldo, obviously coming in with the rapid, technical, and pinged. We also have Raul, who is absolutely phenomenal in himself as well. And to be honest, again, these kind of go with themselves. I think if you're looking at kind of your top of the top of the top, I personally would be looking at probably, I like Xavi. I don't think he'd be top. I think he'd be up here. Same with Raul. I think if we're going like that, Prince would be a bit further down, and I did like these. I would say that would be my list for the icons. Thuram, Kaka, and Van der Sar, incredible in their position. They are number 1 to number 5 in their positions quite easily. Van der Sar being one of my favourite keepers, Thuram being one of the best right backs, Kaka being exceptional in that cam role. Maybe not top 10, top 5, top 3, but most definitely up there with that triple play style plus the 5-5 upgrade, the stats upgrade. It's going to be a big argument. When you look at the rest of them, I think they've got a very solid role. Obviously, Xavi, passing-wise, is going to be exceptional. But is that all that comes down to the card? Rivaldo, incredible, but the playstyle pluses could be better. Raul's probably the only one that I'd possibly argue with for myself. The playstyle pluses are exceptional. He's obviously got the 4-star, 5-star. Stats are brilliant. I can't really argue against him. I think everything is in the right zone for him personally. Desai's solid, but needs another playstyle plus to go with all the rest of them. And same with Makalele. I love him as a CDM / centre-back for both of them, but they're there at this point. When it comes to the heroes then, let's have a look. We obviously have got only a couple as well, like a few. Lucio being incredible. We then also have a final upgrade for Cordoba, which is always nice. We have Keebler, or is it Kessler or Keebler, either or, Lazarus at 150, and Harry Kewell with a nice upgrade to a 92. Now, again, very, very straightforward. Lucio, one of the best centre-backs in the game at this point with these playstyle pluses. Anticipate, aerial, block. Fantastic. 90 on the base pace, 95, 94 defending physical. There's not much else that you can really not love about that card. I'd then say Lazarazu into a very usable. I'd then go Keebler or Kessler into a very usable. I'd then say Cordoba would go into there as well. Harry Kewell, I would say if it weren't for the fact that he's already a very good card, I would have possibly gone more into the usable side of it. I think you could get a bit out of him. So I would personally go into the very usable, but I think I'm being lenient because of the name there, more so than anything. So let's just see where this Team 2 goes with everybody, because I do think as a left wing, it's a bit poor in comparison. You know what? I've already talked myself into it. I think he's poor in comparison to what he was. I saw the card come out. I've always been a fan of Harry Kewell's whenever he's got a card. He's normally been a fantastic upgrade. And unfortunately, they've just absolutely swamped him in this game. Like, we got the 88 over the 87, was rubbish. Then got the 92. At least like last year, they held out till the 91, and it was kind of okay. They gave him okay playstyle pluses. Obviously, the one prior was once we got to footers, it was nice. I really liked the centre forward version for the World Cup. And then obviously we got the fantasy, which was nice again. It was a decent card, but he's just never really been the man, the one to go for. It's always been, I like Harry Kewell, he's going in the team. So unfortunately, this year it's just not going to be possible for him. We then have Team 2. So this is the team that we are dealing with this week. We have a lot more of the female upgrades, which looks really, really nice with Weir, Diane, Renard, a bit of Shaw as well. But then we have the main man's himself. We have Valverde, we have Salah, Lewandowski, we have a bit of Nuno Mendes, a bit of Kimmich, and obviously the man between the sticks in a bit of Alisson as well. So already some fantastic names going on. Now, for me personally, Lewandowski would be just under Kane, in my opinion. I think Kane is better, but it's not by much. I think Kane this year just scrapes out by. Obviously, Salah is one of the better right wings personally in the game. And then I'd say the same for Kimmich. In terms of a DM, you're looking at a very top-end quality. I'd go into very usable for him. Diane with a final upgrade for her. She was left out to dry for so long. She obviously got a couple of informs, but she had this 92 from the start of the game. She was like 90 already from base. Got to the 92, finally got the quick step, And that was it. You're kind of just like, well, I need more of an upgrade from her. The 94 is a nice upgrade if you are looking for it, which is hilarious that it's a double upgrade. It's got one extra playstyle plus, and yet it's only 30k more, 20k more. Absolutely crazy in itself. Then obviously we've got Valverde. Big fan. Now he does have a very good evolution that you could go with. Check out a video on the previous evolution if you want to see Valverde in that, because he looks brilliant. We have Alisson, incredible. Nuno Mendes, like Lizarazu, would just go under. Renard with another fantastic upgraded card. I think she's a phenomenal centre-back in the game. And same with Shaw, to be fair to her. She's kind of more into your usable category with them playstyle pluses, but I think for right now, she would still put herself up into at least a semi-decent category at the minimum. By 5-star, I do like. Harder, I'd possibly go down a little bit more. Maybe into the usable if you're really putting a stretch. Same as McCabe. She's a very, very good left back, but you've really got to put in a little bit of a stretch for her. Weir's not a bad card, to be fair to her. She's semi-decent. The only thing really for her is just an overall kind of stats. We've got a lot of 90 stats on everybody, so I'd go more into the usable if you are looking for them Real Madrid partnerships. Cherokee, another one that I think has always been a fantastic card, but realistically, when you look at the bench, like I did call Delit literally like last week, I said that he would be in an upgrade at some point, he would be next in line. There he is as a 91. But realistically, when you look at most of these, like Bentancur's a nice card, but there's a lot of misses in here. Like Avia, going a bit further down to Pedro, like you're not really going to use too many of them. Obviously, then you've got the Cubos, love him as a super sub. So you've got a few that you would use for names, but realistically, most of these would be kind of bench, if anything. So if we kind of go for the bench players, obviously they're just going to come straight into a miss. And at this point, I'd say there's probably only a couple in the kind of stronger leagues that you'd actually upgrade. Like, to be fair, even this guy, 3-star as the centre back, double play style plus, which is nice. But really, are you going to go over any of the FUT birthdays, anybody that's already got a bigger upgrade, and Evo him at that point? I'd probably say not. Same as Avia. I think he's got a bit more of a streak in him for an upgrade, but even then, I would very much question it. Cubo would obviously go into a usable, same as Pedro. I'd even go Delit, to be fair. I think he's a good card, but he's not going to be into a very usable category with that card just yet, in my opinion anyway. Cherokee's about the same, and same as Bentancur as well. There's just nothing really creative from them. Obviously, they're going to be Prem, so they're going to have a bit more light shone on them, but realistically, that is where it ends. I would say then Larson, and then this guy is just going to be on that miss as well. So if we zoom out a little bit, I just don't see Larson being used. Realistically, it's just not going to happen. Then we've obviously got some of the SBCs and also objectives. When it comes to the objectives, Odebert, we have Yuri, and we have Højlund. Now, Højlund's going to be phenomenal for that Evo. Now, he's somebody I would Evo for myself. Obviously, Man U fan, would obviously Evo him 100% of the time. But even if you're looking just for another Prem striker, it's not a bad option to go with. I don't know how long that camera was froze for. Just looked, so hopefully not for too long. Then obviously when we're looking across the board, we got Gabriel. I think he's a good card. There's a few solid SBCs in here, but nothing really that's taking my fancy other than the likes of Hullet. Like, obviously when we look at the Hullet card, he's obviously going into that top meta. I don't think there's any questions there. But when we look at the just Dreamchaser, I know we've got Guy Carreras, we've got some road to the finals. They are going to be about right, but Gabriel at 150, it's a solid card for the upgrade, 93 rated. You could get a very good usable out of him. We then have Correa. Correa, yeah, he's going to be the Dreamchasers. He's going to be 64,000. It's a solid card, but is he going to be a next big hit for you? Probably not. Same as Marquez. Solid card. Great price for him. Great stats. Great playstyle pluses. But realistically, it's going to be fodder more so than anything. Same as Hogue, I think is how you pronounce his name. Another one. What's he really going to do? There's going to be very little room for him in many teams. Same as Ollie. Very usable. Say usable more than anything. But that's really about it. I'd say Dembele could be one of them meta ones. Other than that, I'd say you'd look at Gabriel as a very usable just because of name as well. Then you've obviously got Correa. I'd go more usable at this point, potentially waiting for a bigger Evo. I'd even go Marquez. I thought he was a good card, but as a centre-back, as a CDM, we've got so many people in them positions. Unfortunately, it just isn't going to be the one for him. And to be fair, he's not even in the position to be able to be evoed at all yet as well. And I'd go Solskjaer into the usable. And then from there, we got Hogue. It'd just be completely missed, unfortunately. He'd be fodder, more so than anything. For how much you're paying for a 90, it's not bad whatsoever. Angelino, have we got him? Or did I miss him? You've got him here as a Dreamchaser, got him at 47,000. It's a solid right and left back. He's kind of just under your, what was it? It was the Nuno Mendes's. I'd probably say it'd be under there. So I'd be looking more at a usable side of him more so than anything. And then we've obviously got Yuri and Odobert. Maybe Odobert could be potentially into that Evo at some point. But 90 rated, he's going to have to wait a little bit. And same as Yuri. It's kind of like Angelino. He's just there. He's a solid card. It's a nice upgrade, but that's kind of about it, really. There's nothing else for him unless you're building a specific league, a specific team or nation, actual team. And then we obviously got Gerd Muller, who's a fantastic upgrade for him as well. 4-4-3. He's obviously got the power shot, the low driven, and the finesse shot. A triple shooting playstyle plus, which is always fantastic. I was very interested to see how that would work, because obviously the normal kind of premise of what the best playstyle pluses would be one pace, like a quick step or a rapid, then you'd have a finesse shot, and then it would either be another passing, another sprinting, another dribbling, or even another shooting. So at the minute, a big fan is going for the quick step, the finesse, and the low driven, or something like the quick step, the first touch or press proven, and the finesse. They tend to be my sort of category. Now, I don't think he's going to be in that top meta of strikers, but most definitely a very, very usable card in my opinion. So that is going to be the list for today. Let me know down below what you think. Who have you managed to get? I think this promo has been very hard to get the cards, don't get me wrong, but I also think it's just been that it's almost been a waiting game. We are waiting for that team of the season, and hopefully it does come soon, or at least Immortals is a much better promo. Let me know what you think the state of the game's like, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.